This is the finals of Event 1. It all comes down to this. 34 drivers hit the track, 27 qualified, and we're now down to the final 9. Tonight, a winner will be crowned for Event 1 of the Next Gen Series. This is a point-based series, each event drivers competing and earning points based on their performances. Now, for a first look at the standings, let's see how everyone's doing so far. Remember, drivers earn points based on their performance. The ones already eliminated have been racked and stacked, and here's the current points based off Event 1. It's really surprising to see Jackson Storm out of the mix, being the strong competitor that he is, but keep in mind, it's Event 1 of 10. The season of racing is just getting started, plenty of time to make up for it. You can go back and pause that screen if you want to get a look at your favorite driver, and with that, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, it really helps out a lot, and you can always change your mind later on. It's semifinals Group 1 timing. Cruz Ramirez is here, who made quick work of her last group, winning in just 4 races. The winner of this group will be moving on to the finals. We have Danny Swervez and Eric Breaker also joining the mix. All right, they're up top, engines roaring, and away they go. Off the mega jump, and it looks like Danny Swervez able to get out in front first. Swervez now improving on his lead as they head to the downhill portion. Look at that. But he's starting to spin out there, and then he gets bumped by Cruz Ramirez, and it looks like Eric Breaker takes advantage of that situation from starting in the back to take in the win in that round. Let's take a look at this one again as Swervez is able to get out in front of everybody. Remember, one of these drivers must win 3 races before their competitors in order to move on to those finals. Now, what Eric Breaker did is proof that you have to keep the pedal down and not worry about your early position, because you can make a comeback. It's anyone's game. Here we are in race number 2 now, and Cruz Ramirez spun out off of that jump and is now backwards after getting pushed along, still moving with quite some speed, and Breaker's trying to catch up, but he's not going to be able to do it, and it looks like Cruz Ramirez snags a point for herself. I don't know about you guys, but every time I see one of these cars spin around, I get kind of excited. It's always interesting to see if they can turn that into something or if it ends up eating them alive. Race 3 underway now. You can tell they've changed starting positions. That way it keeps things nice and fair. Looks like Swervez able to get out in front. Little blocking action against Breaker. Let's see if he can maintain the lead this time and not give it up. Ping-ponging between Cruz Ramirez and Danny Swervez is Breaker, but he wasn't able to catch up, and Swervez ties things up 1-1-1. Let's look at this again. Beautiful driving here as he stops Breaker from passing, and then Breaker again got bumped up by Cruz, but just wasn't able to squeeze by. Now, as the intensity is taken up a notch, it's 1-1-1. You know that these racers are all fighting to get into the finals, and Cruz Ramirez pops a full 360 off the mega ramp, and upside down is Breaker. This is definitely heating up. Cruz Ramirez in the lead, got a bit sideways there, drifty before the curve, but is still running away with this one, it looks like, and that is a second point for Cruz Ramirez with Danny Swervez in tow, but just not close enough to get it done. Look at that though, 360 off the jump and an upside down Breaker. Of course, Swervez was fighting to the very end, but just wasn't able to do anything but rear end Cruz Ramirez a little bit on that final straight. Now, not to alarm anyone, but Cruz Ramirez is only 1 win away from moving on to the finals. Let's see if she can get it done. Lands out ahead of the pack. Can she keep this up? The downhill portion now still maintaining a crazy lead. I don't see another competitor in sight. It looks like she just ran away with that one, and to the finals Cruz Ramirez goes. We're gonna have to take a look at that run again to see where everybody went. Cruz Ramirez had a beautiful jump there and got out in front of them, but look, I guess it was just raw speed. She was just able to stay out ahead, and they didn't have a chance to catch back up. Remember, everyone, don't go anywhere. We have 2 semifinal groups left before the finals. The finals are happening tonight, and we also have Lightning McQueen coming up as well, so stay tuned for that. Here's Group 2 of the semis. We got crowd favorite Bubba Wheelhouse along with Chase Race-A-Lot. Both of them are based off of NASCAR drivers and are both strong contenders, but you can never count out 82 Conrad Camber. Race number 1 is set, and they're ready. Here we go. Off the mega ramp they go. Bubba is getting some massive air, a little bit of a bounce afterwards, but he was able to pull out in front before Camber took the lead, and Camber now is pulling way ahead of the pack. Gets a bit drifty there. He's slowed down. Is he going to get passed up? No, he doesn't. He ends up getting rear-ended by Chase Race-A-Lot, and that pushed him right over the line for a Race 1 victory. Let's take a look at the replay here as Conrad Camber from behind gets all the way out in front and was able to maintain the lead throughout the duration. That's difficult to do enough as it is without being in the semifinals against these extremely tough opponents. All right, back up top, we go for race number 2. Chase Race-A-Lot is in the back of the pack, but look at him go right off that mega jump. He's able to get around Conrad. Now he's just behind Bubba, who is blocking him pretty well there. Bubba has a sizable lead, but here comes Race-A-Lot. Let's see if he can catch up. Looks like all he's gonna do is sniff that exhaust pipe, and that is gonna be a Bubba wheelhouse round. The only one without a point so far is Chase Race-A-Lot. Look at that though, from behind, able to get up past Conrad there. Chase was fighting, but Bubba has that experience, and he showed why he's here today. All right, to the top, race number 3 is a go. These have been some exhilarating starts, and this one doesn't seem to be any different. Conrad was going for the nosedive. Bubba able to pass up Conrad. If he keeps letting everybody pass him up like that, he is not gonna stay competitive. He's gotta be careful, but Bubba is still putting the pedal down and gets past Chase as well. Literally ran him down like he was sitting still. Let's take a look at this one again. Bubba from behind gets past Conrad with ease, just slots himself right in there, and then here, he just turns on the juice and slides in right past Chase to take the victory. That is embarrassing for Chase Race-A-Lot. To have a lead like that and somebody just comes from behind, that's just not what you want to see happen. Now, Bubba could take this to the finals if he wins this one. Already started in pole position, and he is maintaining that lead. Some beautiful blocking. Again, the experience is being shown. Race-A-Lot wants to get past him. Can he do it? That was extremely close. We are going to have to go to the instant replay. I can't even begin to tell you what just happened. It looks like he might have had it. And freeze there. Looks like that's not the case. Bubba, by merely inches, is able to escape that one with a victory. It looks like Bubba will now be joining Cruz Ramirez in the finals. Next up, Lightning McQueen will be having his chance to see if he can make it alongside those two fierce competitors for the craziest final that we've seen yet. All right, here it is. This is the semifinals, Group 3. Can Lightning McQueen do it again and make it to the finals? It's the last group of the semis of the night, but don't forget, the finals are right after this. Race 1. Let's see what these guys can do. All right, off the Mega Rep, McQueen already sideways, but he straightens things out, and it looks like Gunsit might have bumped him from behind there. Either way, he is well out on an island right now. Here comes Richie, though. Can he guns it enough to catch up? It doesn't look like it. He even made a nice little maneuver there to try to get by, but it just didn't have enough gas in the tank, I guess. And here we go. There's McQueen just doing what McQueen does best, and that is winning a lot of races with ease. I'm trying not to be biased, but we've all seen McQueen race enough races to know that he has the grit to win consistently. Race 2 now. The boys all got a big jump there. Sheldon out in front. Gunsit's able to squeeze by McQueen there. Sheldon is still in front, though, and Gunsit's got a lot of ground to make up. I don't think he's going to catch up to him. That's right. Sheldon takes that round. Now, I want to get one more look at this race from right after the jump here. Perfect. Look at this. As Gunsit gets around McQueen, that's not easy to do, and then he makes it his life's purpose just to box out McQueen. It's almost like he just didn't want him to get a point more than he was worried about letting Sheldon get a point, if that makes sense. Look at the massive jump there by Richie Gunsit. He flew halfway across the track, and Sheldon wasn't nearly as lucky the way he spun out. McQueen takes him on the inside at the curve, and it's a come from behind race 3 victory for McQueen. We're gonna have to go to the tape again for this one, starting with right after the mega jump. Let's just see how they land there. Sheldon spins out. McQueen takes advantage and gets ahead of him. Guns it with that massive jump, but he slows down a bit there. And I think that is what lets McQueen get on by at the curve. Well done. That is some great racing by McQueen, as always. Race 4, here we go. The boys are up in the air. Sheldon starting in the rear position. Gunsit is able to get just in front of McQueen and kind of edge past him there. He is still holding in front. Look at the blocking, and then he turns on the jets all the way to the finish. He's saying, nah, this one's far from over, Mr. McQueen. You're going to have to work for that one. All right, taking a look again at that move. Beautiful as Richie Gunsit is able to squeeze right by. He had to do that and get in front there if he wanted to keep this one going, because McQueen only needs one race and he's moving on. Off the rail is McQueen, but he's back on the track, and we've seen him in this position before. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't catch up to Sheldon, but Sheldon is so far out in front. He's a mile away, and look at this. Even though it went to slow-mo, it took them a bit to catch up. Now that is 2 for Sheldon Shifter, 2 for McQueen. They're both 1 race away from moving on, and Gunsit is gonna have to really do some work if he doesn't want to be eliminated, but he's spinning around like a top. That was wild. McQueen took advantage, took the lead, and he's running away. Can Richie catch up? He can't. He got a little bumpy off the sides there, and McQueen is moving on to the finals. As I said before, it's tough. You're not supposed to be biased, but with someone like McQueen in these situations, look at this, identifies where they're struggling, and he puts the pedal down, and he takes that advantage every single time. He's got the experience, and he's got the heart to win. Remember, do not go anywhere because the grand finals are coming right up and you don't want to miss it. Also, you made it this far, you may as well do us a solid and hit that like and subscribe, and now let's move on. The moment you have all been waiting for, the Next Gen Series Event 1 finals are here. We've got the Sensei against the promising Padawan in this final, and Bubba Wheelhouse has been on a tear. Let's see who can take this one home. It all comes down to this. To the track we go for race number 1. McQueen's in the rear, and we've got Bubba up front off the mega ramp. Looks like Bubba is going to take advantage of his starting position and take the lead early. Blocked off Ramirez there. Ramirez, though, wants to pass him. You can tell she's got that youthful exuberance. And no, she drifts out a little bit, and Bubba's getting bouncy. McQueen guns it a little bit late, though, and is not able to overtake Bubba Wheelhouse. Still making moves like that, though. That's the stuff that you're going to see out of McQueen, and that is scary. Look at this, though. Bubba with a beautiful run to stay out in front and take that first race victory. Race number 2 now. Let's see what happens. McQueen is spinning around before they even hit the jump. He's now in reverse. Cruz Ramirez pulls by. Just like McQueen, when Cruz Ramirez sees a situation that she can capitalize on, she goes for it. And they just crashed out over there, giving the uncontested victory to Cruz Ramirez. That is a point for 51 right there. Let's take a look again at what happened. McQueen spun around and Cruz said, I will go ahead and take first from you. Thanks, bud. McQueen is still scoreless through 2 races. This is not going to be easy for the kid. You see, I mean, once he made it this far, it's anyone's game. These are all extremely good racers. Off the mega jump now, Cruz is getting a little sideways in front of McQueen, who's pushing her along and spins her around backwards. Now she is still out in front in a massive lead, but here comes McQueen whipping through that corner, passes Cruz Ramirez. Bubba in reverse pulls by McQueen and is able to take the win. What? Where did he come from? McQueen had so much speed. Let's take another look at that. He whips through there. I thought it was over for Bubba and Cruz, but Bubba just kept it going in reverse and squeezed right on by. That is some excellent racing from a very, very good racer. Bubbalicious is only 1 away from taking the crown. Can he get it done? He's off to an early lead. Yes, as he squeezes right by Cruz. Cruz didn't want to let him by, though, and was definitely putting up some competition. But here goes Bubba. See y'all later. Oh, but he's spinning around, and Cruz whips right by, and then McQueen collides with Bubba. That was wild. Let's take a look at that one again. To the tape we go. Lightning McQueen still winless. That is actually insane to me. Let's see what happens. Bubba, we thought was just going to take it all, but then he spins out. Cruz Ramirez drives right around him. McQueen wasn't as lucky. She might have been blocking McQueen's vision, so he wasn't able to see Bubba until it was too late there. Now the other 2 drivers have 2 wins apiece. Can McQueen get it done? Landed a bit sideways, but he's blocking off both of them as he pulls into the leading position, and now he is just flooring it. Look at him go. It looks like Lightning McQueen woke up in this one. He decided it's time to start winning or I'm losing, if that makes sense. Let's take a look at this replay again. Lands a bit sideways, got scary, but then the expert driving back and forth in front of them to block off both of them and take a point for his own. McQueen is not out of the woods yet. He's got a lot of work to do. Must win this one to keep the dream alive. Nice smooth landing for everyone, and he's able to edge right past Cruz Ramirez, and Bubba with a beautiful pass past Cruz as well. Knocks her up onto the sidewall. Is Bubba going to be able to catch up? No, he hits the sidewall himself, and McQueen just rolls on through to the final, making it 2-2-2-2. Let's take another look at what happened here in this one. So everything looked fine, everything was smooth, and then McQueen makes that move in front. Beautiful. And then here comes Bubba making his move. Beautiful again, shoving her up on the sidewall there. I mean, a bit of a dirty play, but hey, Bubba's playing to win. He's not making friends. Now, I don't know how McQueen's done it, but here we go. It is all tied up, and he's somehow pulling off a crazy upset, but it is do or die for the competitors. Let's see what happens in the final race here. Bubba up on the side rail. Cruz Ramirez getting a bit squirrely, and in front is Bubba. Cruz Ramirez passes him just before the downhill. Now she's blocking him with some expert moves and pulling way ahead. McQueen is nowhere in sight as Cruz Ramirez cruises on down to the finish line and takes the win. Congratulations to Cruz Ramirez for winning event 1. Remember, this is event 1 of 10, so we're just getting started. Let us know in the comments what you thought and who you're rooting for to win it all. There's plenty of time for anyone to come back and win the whole thing, but tonight it's Cruz Ramirez's night, so show some love to Cruz with some race car emojis in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not yet. The final event 1 points will be posted in the community tab, so be sure to check those out. And until next time, we'll see you on the track.